The priority fields in Jira can quickly get clogged up with a lot of priorities, and because they're shared across projects, you'll end up with the same list everywhere. The good news is that you can change this with a priority scheme, and I'm going to show you how. First, we need to understand a little bit about priorities. Priorities are a field that is default in Jira. It shows up on every project, so it's frequently used to help manage tasks. Now, when we think of priorities, they should be clearly defined. For example, a medium priority ticket should mean something to our team. It should mean that we can do our work, but maybe we have to use a workaround. And a critical priority might mean everything is offline and we have to work on it till it's fixed. Exactly how priorities are defined will differ based on team, but everyone should kind of understand what it means with a medium or a low priority. Now, once you've decided that, you can use the priority field to manage it. Unfortunately, by default, Jira will share all the priorities across every project. This means that your engineering projects have the same list of priorities as your support projects. And it's possible these teams either don't have as many priorities or they define them differently. Now, ideally, we share those definitions, but Jira can support different lists of priorities for different projects. It does this through what is called a priority scheme. So we're going to jump into Jira Cloud Premium, and I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up, how to make new priorities, or maybe remove them if you don't like them, but also add a new priority scheme and assign it to different projects. This will allow different projects to have different lists of priorities, making it much easier for your teams to manage their work. Now, one important thing about this trick that I'm going to show you is it works on company and on team managed projects. Typically, when we think of universal setup, we think we're limited to just company managed projects, but this trick works with both. So if you have teams using the team managed project, this can also help them. So let's jump on in to Jira and see what this looks like. Here I am in a team managed project, and here's my priority field. I can see there are quite a few priorities, some of which maybe don't make too much sense or are very confusing. Now, typically I would be stuck with this giant list of priorities, and people would just end up using whichever one they felt like they should. But let's pretend we want to only go down to 3, high, medium, and low. To change this, I do have to be a Jira admin, but I'm going to pop up to Settings and go to Issues. Once I'm here, I'm going to look for Priorities. Now first, we're going to check to see what priorities exist in the system. And here I can see a list of all of those priorities. One of the things I might do as an admin is work with my team to figure out which one of these we don't need. For example, there's a priority called Lower. Maybe we all agree we don't need that anywhere, so I can just straight up delete it. It will let me know I have to take it out of a scheme first though. This is to help ensure I don't pull it off of a ticket accidentally. So to do that, I just need to go to Priority Schemes, click on Actions, and Edit. And here I can remove priorities from the scheme. So I'll get rid of Lower and just click Next. It will ask me to map any priority from Lower to something else. This helps ensure a ticket always has a priority. So I might tell my team, hey, there's no more Lower priority. Anything that was lower will now show up as lowest, and I'll just save it. And that will remove the priority. I can now go back to my list of priorities, go find Lower, and see that it has no schemes, and safely remove it. Now it won't show up anywhere. I've successfully mapped it, and someone can't accidentally add it back. I might even go into my lowest scheme, click the Edit pencil, and then change the icon, and then click Edit Priority to save it. Now I have a list of priorities that maybe I need across my company. Of course, I could make more changes, but now I'm going to go make a new scheme. This will allow me to give different projects a different list of priorities. Up in the top right, I'll click Add Priority Scheme, and I'll have to give it a name. Maybe I'll call this Support Priorities. And I'll give it a description. And I'll have to check off which priorities that the support team should have. I'll go with high, medium, and low. I can even set the default priority here to medium. And next, I'll click on the Projects tab. And then I'll look for the project that I want to assign this to. Now I can check as many projects as I like, and that project will then use this list of priorities instead of the default. Now you'll notice if I'm picking a project that already has tickets, I'll have to map the existing ticket's priorities to something. So in this case, most of these are going to be high. Now this is something I would have spoken to my team about. I would have asked them, hey, I'm going to collapse oh my gosh, supercritical, critical, etc. into high, and lowest and informational into low. Is that okay? And then I'll just click Add Scheme. Now Jira will take a moment to update, but here I can see the new scheme, what the priorities are, and which projects they're in. Now I'm in one of the projects that I made the new scheme for. If I open up the ticket and look for that priority field, I'll see only the priorities in that scheme are what exist here. And the neat thing is, I can have as many schemes as my company needs. I do want to think through how many I'll deploy and make sure we have the minimum number of priorities, but this gives my teams a lot of flexibility. I know this seems like a really simple thing, just having a unique list of priorities for projects, but this can have a massive impact on users. They're not going to get frustrated about which priority to pick. Is this highest or high? Or is this lowest or lower? And it's going to make everything a lot cleaner. It will also make it easier for them to select the appropriate priority. Is this high or medium? And of course, if you need to, you can keep working with them to define that list more accurately to meet their needs. So for all you Jira admins out there, definitely take a look at priority schemes. And for everyone using Jira, if you notice that the priorities don't make sense to you, if there's too many and they're confusing, or something like that, find your Jira admin and show them this video. Let them know that they can change it, and come with a list of priorities you'd want to use and why. I am curious though, how does your company use priority? Is it actively used, or does it just kind of hang out there, or something else? Drop me a comment down below. I'd love to hear more about how you and your team use this field. Also, please like and subscribe if you like this, and I really look forward to seeing you here in one of these videos soon. Me again, thank you so much for watching that video. Check out more here, and pop down into the description. I've got a blog with weekly content. I also have a lot of online learning on Atlassian stuff and project management. And if you need personalized training for you and your team, reach out and let me know. I'll be happy to get something set up for you. Thanks again for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here again soon.